This, what we are doing is we are cutting down this sec x to 0 to pi and except pi by 2. We cannot consider pi by 2. At pi by 2, second is not defined. That's why it is said to be domain and this is said to be range. If I consider minus infinity to minus 1 and another one is 1 to infinity. So this is a union of these two value, and in between minus 1 to 1 it is not defined. That's why it is union. This is close interval over here and it is open over here. So minus 1 is including and infinity is not including. So definitely opposite will work. This will work as a domain of function and this will work as a range of function of secant inverse x. We will see the graph. Particular in the interval 0 to pi, we will see the graph. I'll draw. This is pi by 2 and this is say pi and this is say 1 and this is say minus 1. So I'm here to this side, meeting at infinity or tangent at pi by 2, and the same thing what I have is from here to likewise. So tangent at pi by 2 again. So this is the graph of secant x. So we will consider another graph for say this is y-axis. So what I'm doing is I'm just drawing. This is pi by 2 and this is pi over here. Let us say this is 1 and this is minus 1. So I have a function like in this direction and another function in this direction. So this is known as secant inverse x. This is known as secant inverse x. Now coming to the next point, that is point number 5. What I have is cosecant inverse x. Let us consider f of x equal to cosec x, and the domain and range of this function is domain and range of function. So what we are doing is we are cutting out from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 and 0 degree we cannot use. Why? Because this is not defined in domain. So we are getting range as minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to minus plus 1 to infinity, and these range are union of these two interval, and this will work as a domain and this will work as a range of a function for cosecant inverse x. So we will see the graph of that. The graph is from this is pi by 2 and this is minus pi by 2 and say this is minus 1 and this is plus 1. At 1 and minus 1, what we have is it will go in this direction and another one it will go in this direction. So at the 0 degree it is getting the tangent at the 0 degree. So this is nothing but graph of cosecant x. One can easily get the graph by using all the values as 0 degree, 30 degree, 45, 60, 90 and likewise. Put the values over there, you will get your graph. So this is 1, this is -1, this is pi by 2, in that minus pi by 2, this is pi by 2. So graph will go from here to this and in this direction. So this will become cosecant x. This is the graph of cosecant x. Again, the number 6, last but not least, that is cot inverse x. If we consider, then let us consider f of x equal to cot x cotangent, and if I consider the domain of function and range of function, then definitely what I have is 0 to pi. I am considering the domain, and as a real number, as a range, I am considering real number as a range. So whatever I am getting is the same thing. It will work as domain and this will work as range for function cotangent inverse x. Cotangent inverse of x will get the same thing. This is as domain and this one as range. So let us see the graph of that. So what we have is, we have, this is nothing but, I'll consider this is pi, this is pi by 2 and this is 0. So from 0 to pi, I'm considering or cutting down this function from 0 to pi, I'll get this graph, and likewise what I am getting is, I'll get this curve, and let us consider this is as a pi, this is pi by 2, this is 0, and here it will goes to infinite. Will have tangent at infinite in this particular thing. So this is nothing but cot x and cot inverse x. So we have seen the function cot and inverse of that also. Let us solve questions on inverse trigonometric functions, and one should remember that whatever the range we are getting, so that is nothing but the principal value, that is known as principal value branch. Whatever we have considered till now, that is principal value branch. We'll have a glance over here that for sine we have seen these many things. So this is principal value branch, this particular thing. For cos, this is the principal value branch, principal value Why? Because this is a periodic function. If we consider other than these values for cos, other than this value 0 to pi, if you are considering, we are getting this one. But when again we'll consider pi to 2 pi, then we'll get some other value, and that is also from -1 to 1. So likewise we can periodically we can change the value or domain, we can change, so we'll get the same value. Whereas what we are doing is, in the to get the inverse function, we have to make these first 1 1 and onto. Therefore what we are doing is, we are cutting down to particular thing or particular portion, and that is from 0 to pi, and we have this one. So this is known as principal value branch. Why? Because we have a lot many more values, but we'll consider this as principal value branch. Here also we can see this one, we can consider that this is also principal value branch for tan inverse x, and for sec inverse x, this is the principal value branch for sec inverse x. Cosec, this is a range, so for cosec inverse x, this is the range, so therefore this is principal value branch. And for cot, this is principal value branch. So find the principal value of tan inverse -√3 and tan inverse 1. So first of all, we'll consider that we know that for any x belongs to R, we'll have tan inverse x represent an angle in definitely we'll consider principal value branch, that is -pi/2 to pi/2. So we can see in this slide that -pi/2 to pi/2, so the angle will reflect in this particular interval, and what tangent is x, the tangent is nothing but the x only. Okay, so we can consider tan inverse -√3 equal to theta, or therefore we can also say that this is nothing but tan theta equal to -√3, we can consider. And we can also say that if we can, then tan theta equal to minus of tan √3, we are getting in tan pi/3, that is 60 degree. We are getting √3 as a value of tan pi/3. Therefore, and again we can do that tan theta equal to, if I consider and if I want to take this minus sign inside here, so we can write tan -pi/3 is the value of that. So therefore, if both the side, if we have the tan equals tan, therefore the argument this is equal to this. So theta is equal to -pi/3, and also here and here we can consider these two things. Therefore we can say tan inverse -√3 is equal to -pi/3. This is our answer. Now we'll consider one more shape, and we have I hope you can see this. We have to find for tan inverse 1. This tan inverse 1 we have to find. So for that we'll consider tan inverse 1 is equal to, let us again consider theta. So it will become tan theta equal to 1, and we know that tan theta will get pi by 4 at value pi by 4. Tan pi by 4 is equal to 1 only, so we have replaced 1 by tan pi by 4. Therefore theta is equal to pi by 4, and we know that theta is nothing but tan inverse 1. Therefore the value of tan inverse 1 is equal to pi by 4. This is our answer. Likewise, one can solve the entire exercise. That is very easy. Exercise 2.1 is a homework, and also what I will do is acknowledge me and we will solve together meanwhile. Thank you.